Hi, I'm Chris Bober, 8-year NFL veteran and founder of the Bober Academy, where our mission is to train and develop superior linemen to dominate on the gridiron. If you're watching this on any of our social media, please follow, like, share, comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the little red button down below to subscribe, and of course the notification bell so you're notified of all of our videos. And this year, 2022, we are working on building alignment from the ground up. In January, we talked about our relationship with the feet on the ground. And this month, we're gonna be talking about knee position. Now, if you watched our video last week with Nolan Clausen of Midwest Movement, he talked about that the knee is the key hinge to unlocking the power between the power core of your hips and the ground, and your feet on the ground, right? Your feet on the ground, the power in your hips, and your knee in the proper position to execute maximum efficiency and power. Now, there's two different specific instances where knee position is very important. One of them is going to be when you're moving, and it's going to help you move in an efficient manner. The other one is going to be when you're striking. I'm going to talk about both those today. Now, the first one is talking about your knee position when you're moving. Now, remember, your knee is just a hinge. It only goes like this. It doesn't go in or out unless you want to get injured. But it is the hinge between the ground that's stable and your hips where your power is coming from. So you want to think of your knee like a train track. If it's on the track, if it's in line, you are getting maximum power and efficiency. If it gets out of whack, if your feet get off the ground and it's not straight, well then number one, you're going to be more prone to injury. Number two, you're not going to be able to effectively use your power. Okay, so now when it comes to movement, I like to start out with the stance. When I teach a lineman how to get in the stance, I want to have a little stagger, and I want them to go down, and I want their knees to be inside of their ankles so that you have this line between your foot and your hips. Now, if I'm going down in a stance and I'm going to step to the right, I want this one, my left leg, it's going to be your push leg, okay? I want it loaded. You can do that by shifting your weight and loading the weight here. Your knee is going to be in position probably almost over your toe. So if I'm stepping right, when I go down in my stance, my knee is right over my toe, it's inside of my arch, and it is fully loaded. You can see my muscles are flexed and locked to be able to push off without any sort of hitch, right? That's why it's important to have that knee in line. Now, when I take my step, the first step is so important in the game of football for O-linemen. You want to be able to use proper knee position to get you going on the proper angle, right? So if I'm in a stance and I'm going to zone step right, again, it doesn't matter if you're going to drop step or if you're going to lead step. This knee, this leg is loaded. It's going to push off. And when I take that zone step, my knee, with my foot on the ground, my knee will then turn my body on the angle that I'm blocking, right? This knee, my hips and my shoulders are now on the angle to go make my block, right? It doesn't matter if it's a wide zone, if it's tight zone, your knees are actually putting you on track to move efficiently, okay? Now the thing to notice on that, whenever I take my zone step, this knee drives down and on the angle so that I can bring it through and strike with maximum efficiency. If this knee stays back, then I'm all out of whack, right? Foot on the ground, you bring it here, and that's where you bring all of your power. It's the same thing in the pass game too, right? If I'm pass protecting, I'm gonna stay square. Well, this knee stays square. So as I set, my knee stays square. As I post, my knee stays square. When I'm posting, this is pushing. You can see my knee driving down so I can strike. When I'm kicking, this knee stays square so my body stays square. So that's one of the important things about keeping your knee in the proper position for maximum efficiency in your movements. Now the next part where your knee becomes super important is when you're striking the defender, right? Because remember, this is the key hinge to unlock your power. So you have to be able to have it in the right position to get maximum power when you strike. So in the run game, whenever you're run blocking with your hands, zone blocking, man blocking, you're actually using your backside push leg to deliver that blow. So when I take my zone step, my knee goes down, my foot's on the ground, and when I bring this knee up, I'm going to strike with maximum power, and I will unlock my hips. But I have to do that by keeping my knee on track so I can unlock my hips, strike, lift, and drive through the defender. It's the same thing in the pass game. When I'm using my hands, I'm like a boxer. My power comes from my push leg. So if someone goes outside, when I punch, The power comes from here. Punch, right? Now if I'm posting, I'm punching like that, my power is actually coming from this leg. But you can see my knee is square. When I kick, my knee is square, right? That's why it's important to have good knee position when you're striking. Now the other way of striking that offensive linemen use is what I call same foot, same shoulder. I've also heard it called near foot, near shoulder, okay? That's when, for example, you're on a double team block and you're gonna strike a guy with your forearm and wrist and shoulder, and then your power is coming from your near foot, right? This is used often in the gap schemes, right? When you're using your shoulder a lot. In this instance, when I engage my guy, my knee goes directly through to where I wanted my power to go. As you can see, right? Boom, boom. I'm gonna bring that power, but my knee is gonna be directly in line with where I want that power to go. And I'm gonna bring it from low to high. That's why you have to keep that power leg loaded, okay? That will take the ground constant, the power in your hips, you unlock it by rolling your hips and striking through the defender. So these are just a couple examples of why knee position is so important. And in my next video, I'm gonna give you some drills that'll show you how you can focus in on knee position through your steps, through striking and movement to get maximum efficiency and maximum power. But remember, that knee has to be in line with where you want your power and movement to go. So I really hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, click the notifications, click the subscribe button. If you're seeing this on social media, please follow our page. Please like, share, comment, all the things that you do out there. We really appreciate you. Hope you learned a lot from this, and we'll see you next time.